Hi, welcome to Asbury's Echoes. I'm Rhonda and this is Drew, and this is our Flosstube where we talk mostly about cross stitch and sometimes other things that are going on in our lives, right? Drew doesn't cross stitch, so
Why do I look so short?
because
There.
I don't know, because you are. We are in a different
Taller than you.
different spot than normal. We usually are filming these in the house at the kitchen table, but today we decided to come down to the pergola. So this may be the only time we come down here. I don't know. We'll see. We live along a highway. It's not a overly busy highway, but it's busy enough sometimes. So if there's too much noise, we'll have to not do this again. But it's a beautiful day and didn't feel like being stuck in the house all day, so we're gonna give this a try. It's been a couple weeks, I think, right?
Yeah.
It's been a couple
something
weeks. Things are finally slowing down around here, I think. Summer's coming to an end. Gardening's pretty much over. I just need to clean the garden out. And school started, right?
Yeah.
School has started. We've been doing school down here in the morning, so that's been kind of nice. We've had some beautiful days. It still gets a little warm, but mornings are nice and cool, and we just drag everything down here and sit down here and get school done, which so far is going well, right? That, I think, is about the only thing we've done. You think of anything else?
Baby kittens.
Yes, Drew has baby kittens. He found them yesterday. We knew the old mama had babies and we didn't know where she had them, but Drew found them. They're really cute. We don't have names for them yet, so if anybody has name suggestions, that would be great. That, I think, is the big thing. So I will move on to what I've been up to here lately. And first of all, I wanted to... Oh, here comes the babies. Yeah. Aren't they cute? Not quite sure how old they are, but their eyes are open
And we need name suggestions.
Yes, I said that. I just said that.
It looks like this one's maybe a boy and this one might be a girl. I'm not real sure.
We're not always good at knowing that, are we? Till they get a little older. But they are cute little things, aren't they? Yep. Okay, so back to what was I? Oh, I've got it in my hand. I have received some really wonderful gifts recently, and I just wanted to thank people. This one made me smile. I had to laugh actually when I opened it up. A while back I shared a wool applique project that I had worked on, and for embellishments I had added a couple of these little gumballs that I had found when we were in Illinois on a short little vacation. And I had a wonderful viewer send me a box of these gumballs. I laughed when I opened this up because you have no idea how much I love using natural things, found things. Oh, Mama Cat's not happy with babies. Anyway, how happy or how much I love this stuff. And one thing I have realized in this journey of designing is this summer this is all new to me, and I'm still trying to get everything into a balance with my normal day-to-day routine and now designing, and it takes time to get everything designed and stitched, and that's not so bad, but the whole putting it on Etsy and putting it on social media and all that just takes so much time. And one thing that I found that I've had to put by the wayside this summer was I usually spend a lot of time outside and walking and enjoying nature, and I do a lot of I like to learn the names of all of the what most people call weeds, but I like to call flowers. All that stuff that's outside and what you can do with it and how you can use it. So I make a plantain salve, and I like to make natural things and do natural things. And I've kind of had to put that on the wayside. They're back on the back burner this summer. And you might want to move those kitties. They're loud.
Where am I supposed to put them?
Put them back where you found them.
That's what they were at.
Oh, okay. Okay, hopefully the kitties will settle down. But that has just kind of been put by the wayside. We've just been busy this summer, and then I've done this cross stitch, this whole journey started, and I've put some of that to the side, and I'm hoping that I can get back to that next summer. I'm hoping I can get into some sort of a routine, because I do miss that. I don't know, there's something about going for a walk down to the timber or down in our pasture and being able to recognize all these different plants and know their names and know what they're used for and harvest some of them and use them. And so I was so happy when I opened up that box and I had these. I will use them for decor. I will use them, hopefully I will have other ways to use them with my cross stitch or my wool or all that stuff. So thank you so much to, I can't remember what her first name was, Sheila. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that so much. And then a couple other things that I received from a very good friend, a lady that I have, she's actually befriended me. She reached out to me, and we've only talked through Messenger, but I feel like I know her, and she is just this wonderful, wonderful person. And she sent me 2 of her stitches, and I couldn't love them more. So she sent me this in the mail, and these were such a surprise. I was just blown away. Her stitching is absolutely gorgeous. So there's that one, and I don't remember or know who the designer is of this, and we live in a very rural area, so tractor just went by. It's probably the neighbor, wasn't it? He goes by a lot. Yeah. And this one I think is the Not Forgotten Farm. They're just beautiful, and I just thank you so much, Cynthia.
Oh, it's Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia sent me these. I know there's a glare from the glass. They're beautifully framed, and they're beautifully stitched, and I appreciate it so much. And then Cynthia also sent me, and I don't know if anybody follows my Instagram or Facebook, they've seen this little guy. She sent me this little squirrel, and he pairs so perfectly with my Squirrels Gather stitch, and I did not bring that down. So, but he was white. He was white, and he was so cute white, but I can't keep anything white. I don't know why. Can I?
She hates white, and I love white.
I don't hate
Everything
white.
I own is neutral.
It just, I don't know. So I stained him, and I think he is just the sweetest thing ever. And she said he came from Dollar General, so if anybody's interested, stop by your local Dollar General and maybe you can find him. I didn't paint him, I stained him. I used my brie wax, and I don't remember the name of the color of the stain, but I thought he turned out so cute. He's not as shiny as he keeps showing. I know in the pictures and even on here he shows up shiny, but he's not. I think he's just adorable. So thank you to you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Huge surprise for me to get something in the mail. It just, thank you. And so we will move on. And I didn't realize how much stuff I had done. So here we go. I finished this one the other day, and it was just something that I just, I don't know, I just sat down and designed it, stitched it. I think I finished the whole thing in a day. And it's called Each New Day. It says each new day is a blessing. And I probably would have preferred to mount this on a board that was a little smaller, but this is what I had. So this is what it got mounted onto. This is stitched on the Nate Berkus fabric, and it was dyed after stitching, and it's 1/2, and it's all DMC. I used upholstery tacks, black upholstery tacks, to attach it to the board. And the board came from Homestead Needleworks. She has the most wonderful boards. They're such good quality and a good price. And this is one I had just ordered and had in the house, so that I like to have things here just so I can use them as I need them. I don't usually have a specific idea for things when I purchase them, but so this is called Each New Day, and it's very primitive. I actually stained this, and then while it was wet, I just sprinkled some instant coffee on it in spots and kind of rubbed it in a little bit, and then let it sit, and then I took some more stain with a paintbrush and just kind of dampened those areas and spread it out a little bit. So it looks pretty primitive. So that's that one. And then I don't know if I have shared, I can't remember if I shared this one or not, but this one is my nativity sampler, and this has those wonderful buttons. This primitive nativity set. These buttons come from my Stitching Piece store, and it's Jean Deverex. Yes, shout out to Jean. She makes these beautiful buttons, and she sent me these buttons, and I designed the sampler around those buttons. So again, this is done on the Nate Berkus fabric, 1/2. Something I've been doing here a little bit lately, when I use white, I have been stitching everything but the white, and then I dye it, and then after it's dyed and dried, I've been going back and stitching the white, and I really like the way the white pops, because if I stitch and then dye, these sheep would just kind of blend in, and the angel's wings would blend in with the background, with the fabric, and sometimes you just want that white to show up. And so that's what I did with this one. I stitched everything, then dyed it, then went back and stitched the white. So this is my nativity sampler. And then I know sometimes people have asked me if I have the same thing, only one that they could stitch everything and not use buttons. So I designed this one. So if you would prefer, you could stitch them. Stitch Mary and Joseph and baby Jesus. I really do like the buttons. I think that they turn, I don't know if you can see them both side by side, but that's how they, and again, this one also I stitched all but the white, and then I stained it and then went back and stitched. So this I called Away in the Manger, and this one is called Nativity Sampler, so that they would be easy to find. And I did not bring them down. I will show them next time. I have done a set of a nativity trio, or I think I called it Away in the Manger trio. I can't remember. But it's 3 pillows, and it's using the buttons, and it's similar. It's not exactly like this, but it's very similar. No, it's Peace on Earth. It's the Peace on Earth trio, and so it's the pillows. So it's the pillow with these buttons, and then one with the sheep, and then one that says Peace on Earth. And that is offered also in the Etsy shop. I do not have one that is all stitched without the buttons, but I have been asked if I will do that, so I am working on that. I will have another set that you can stitch that won't have the buttons, if you prefer it that way. And again, the buttons, you can find them at My Stitching Piece, P-E-A-C-E store on Facebook. And she has lots and lots and lots of fun buttons, so check her out. And another thing that we've done with the buttons was this Welcome to Use. I love sheep. I've always loved sheep. We raised sheep when I was growing up, and I love the sheep barn. I love the babies in the spring. I love everything about the sheep. So when Jean suggested this, and she will have an embroidered, like a wall hanging with this design, because this was based off of her design, and she's making the wall hanging so with the sheep buttons, and she asked me if I would do the cross stitch sampler. So this is what I came up with, and it's called Welcome to Use. So it's kind of a play on words with the sheep, and it's very primitive. I love the old basalt box house, and I love this one. And so it's also offered both ways. So it's offered with the buttons, or you can stitch. And there, see, I wish that I had stained this and then stitched the white for the sheep, but I didn't. So this is the way it came out, and I still love it. I just think that the white, and it might have been too bright too for this, because it really would have they really would have shown up really stark, but I guess this one kind of does. And again, Nate Berkus fabric, 1/2 BMC threads, and dyed after stitching. So this is Welcome to Use. And I think that's it for my buttons. I did do I did 3. This one was a spur of the moment. I showed this this fence post. I showed it a while back. I had found it down in the shop. I think it was Drew's. He might take after his mom. He kind of drags these things home, and doesn't know.
Right, that came from the junk pile.
Came from the junk pile. Doesn't know what he's going to do with it, but you know, you never know, and you hate to throw things away. So this was sitting down there in the shop, and I happened to walk by one day and saw it, and I thought, I might have to do something with that, because I love the way.
Swipe or no swiping.
Swipe or no swiping. Was that Dora the Explorer?
I don't know.
I love the aged of it. I mean, it's orange, and I just thought it turned out so neat. I love the way it's aged. I love old primitive things. It looks very primitive to me. So I sat down and stitched up this Happy Fall. It's kind of an old house. It's kind of maybe a little rickety, fallen down. I don't know. But then there's the crow and the old fence and the pumpkin sitting there. So this one is called Happy Fall. What's so funny? Oh, I know. It's squeaky. So don't move. Happy Fall. And again, all the same. Nate Berkus, 1/2. I did the whole instant coffee sprinkles on it. I didn't quite then go back and do as much dyeing again as I did that last piece, but you can see where the coffee sprinkles kind of made them a little darker. I like the way it turned out. So that one's called Happy Fall. And I was kind of in the mood for, I don't know what I was in the mood for. Oh, another button. I'm sorry, I lied. I did do another button. Jean had this crow, and I just love that crow, and I want to do something with him. I didn't know what. So I sat down, and this is what I came up with. This is my Scarecrow Sam. And this is just an old wooden box. I picked it up at Fiddle DD, a little shop down the road. The little town down the road from us. And he fit in there just perfect. And again, you wouldn't have to put the button on there. You wouldn't have to put the crow on his hat. He's just cute without too, but I wanted to use my crow. So this is Scarecrow Sam. And he's not even stuck in there. He's just, I just laced him up, and there's a little bit of Warm and Natural, the board, and then the Warm and Natural, and then the stitch. I just thought he turned out really cute. He's got a little handkerchief hanging out of his pocket, and he's got patches on his jeans, and
What is that, horse?
horse. It's a crow.
How do you get a horse out of that?
I don't know how you got a horse out of that. And he would look good in a frame too. I just stuck him in here because I was in the mood for different ways. I get kind of in a rut where I do pillows, frame, And then it's like, okay, I've got to do something different. So that's what I did. I did this one different, and I did this guy different. So there's those. And then I don't always do a lot of Halloween, but I did do a trio, and it's called the Halloween Hijinks. So there's the, whoa,
Mom, you are so embarrassing.
one of the three. Don't show the back because the backs aren't finished. Halloween Hijinks. That's the one of three. And then here's the second one, the jack-o'-lanterns. And I tried to make them look like they were doing something wrong, you know, but I don't want them to be scary. So hopefully they're just out there doing their Halloween hijinks. So there's that, and then there's the kitty cats, the black cats. They kind of look a little vintage, I think. The vintage cats. And what I did, so normally my pillows, these are the only pillows I've got. No, they're not. I've got this other one, but that's for something different. So I used to always stuff my pillows with the crushed walnut crystals. Here lately, I've been stuffing my pillows with, I've been putting the fiberfill in the corners, and then filling it with the crushed walnut shells, and then kind of putting a little bit of fiberfill in there with it, and it makes them sturdier, it makes them heavier, and they look more full. But for this, I couldn't do that because I wanted to take the button. I don't know if you can see how I took a button and put it in the center and kind of pulled it down for these two. So I filled them with fiberfill. Both of them have been stuffed with fiberfill. And then I covered buttons. I don't know if you can see them. I covered the buttons with fabric that matches. What are you doing?
Making it focus.
Oh, you can do that?
Yeah,
Did it
you
work?
tap the screen.
Oh. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I took these little buttons and covered them. And so I made the fabric covered buttons. And that's what I used for the centers. And I am offering the buttons if anybody's interested. You can order the buttons too if you want to. You could just use a regular button if you wanted. Or you don't even have to do that. You can just stitch them.
I'm gonna put that picture in.
Okay, that works. Okay. So that was the other one, the other thing that I did. So when I stuffed these, I left it open on the end and stuffed it and then whip stitched it closed, versus this one I haven't covered it yet, so I slit the back. And this, okay, that's what I did. So these are stuffed with only fiberfill. This one I stuffed, I've got fiberfill in the corners. I stuffed it in there, and then I put the crushed walnut shells, and then I put more fiberfill. So in this hole I filled it with fiberfill on top of the crushed walnut shells, and it just kind of makes them, they still have that crushed walnut shell. You can still kind of mess with it and move it around and get it to look the way you want, but it's more solid. So that's how I did those, in case you were wanting to do it yourself too and you were wanting to know what I did. These do not have the crushed walnut shells in them. Okay, so that's all the ones that I have to show. I've been busy and didn't realize how busy I'd been stitching, but it's been fun. But the last thing I wanted to talk about was, people have been asking me, all my Christmas designs from last year that are in my Etsy shop, they are only being offered as PDF because I wasn't offering paper at that time. I was just starting, and I had slowly started taking some of my old patterns that were in the Etsy shop and offering them as paper too, which takes some time because I need to there's a lot of background that I need to do to get them offered. And so the PDF is going to be in a different format, and they are going to be offered as paper too, because people have been asking for the paper. I didn't realize how many people prefer paper. I'm kind of like that too. I prefer paper, but I also like the instant gratification. So if I want something right away, I will be more than willing to download the PDF, print it off, and have it ready. But I do like the paper too. So if there's a pattern that I think, I really want that, but I'm not going to stitch it anytime soon, I'll go ahead and order the paper version of it. And so, since people have been asking, I am going to start working on offering my Christmas patterns from last year as paper. And I did get one done. So today, this one, this Silent Night, it is just been put in as paper too. So you can get either way. You can get the PDF or you can get the paper version. But I wanted to show you, this is when I was, and for a long time, and I still like it, I only use the walnut crystals in here. Can you hear the acorns falling?
I'm really hoping my mic will cancel all that out.
We are under two great big old oak trees. I love my oak trees. I named them Walter and Earl.
You named them?
Long time ago. My great-grandpa's name was Walter Earl, and he went by Earl, but I named my two oak trees Walter and Earl. And I've always loved them. I loved every fall I can hear the acorns falling. They are really close to the house, and so when we don't have the branches trimmed, I don't like to trim them, but sometimes I understand it has to be done. But I loved it in the fall because you could hear the acorns falling. So now that we have this pergola down here, you can hear the acorns falling. And the other day we were out here and they started dropping, and I said, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Drew and his dad both looked at me like I was crazier than a loon. Said, have you not ever heard the story of Chicken Little and Henny Penny? And they didn't. So I'm now going to have to find the book, because I tried to explain it to them and they just laughed at me. It's not a movie. It's a story. It's a story, and it's about, they thought that the sky was falling because an acorn fell. Anyway, off topic there, but I just thought that was funny.
Tell her she's crazy in the comment section.
And I love to hear the acorns. I'm sorry, I know that probably is a little crazy, but I just enjoy it. So anyway, this pillow is stuffed with only crushed walnut shells. So you can see it looks very primitive. It's very soft and malleable. Is that the word I want? So when you set it on something, you can do what you want to get it to look the way you want it to, versus this one, which looks more full, and because it's both. So that's what I was talking about. But back to this. If there happens to be a Christmas design in there that somebody is wanting right away, and they're wanting the paper and it's not offered as paper yet, just send me a message and I will work on that one first. I will get that one done. And I know that there are others in there too that are offered only as PDF and not as paper. So if there happens to be another pattern in there that's not Christmas, but you would like it to be offered as paper and I have not got it switched over yet, just let me know and I will be more than willing to take care of that for you and get that in there as paper, because I understand how some would prefer paper, some would prefer PDF. When I first started out on this journey, I figured out how to do PDF, and that's what I offered, and didn't even think about offering as a paper offering. But then as people started asking, I worked on that and got that figured out, so I can now do that. And I think that is it. I think I went through that very quickly. I apologize. I hope that you can hear this. If you can't, if this being outside is too distracting, normally you'd be able to see right through here, but Drew pulled the curtains so that the sun wouldn't be so bright. Anything else?
I had a question. You have to go check out my YouTube channel. My dad and I got a truck. I'm trying to fight him over it to buy it from him, but I think I win. Anyway, we went. My brother-in-law called us one day. He works at a dealership, and he says he's still looking for a wood truck. And I've been looking for a truck, for a first truck, And I looked at the picture and I was like, Dad can have it. Then we got there and we both said it is in pretty good shape. And on the way home, Dad kind of did say it is in pretty good shape for a wood truck. But then he doesn't know if he wants to keep it as a wood truck or if I'll buy it. But anyway, if I buy it, I don't know if I'll paint it or if I'll keep the patina. I'll put a picture in. Drop your comments down below. Should I paint it? If I do, it's two-tone. It'll be white and then brown for the trim. Should I paint it that or should I keep the patina for a little bit?
Alright, in case you didn't understand all that.
I don't talk that fast.
He's got a truck. Well, his dad bought a truck to use as a wood truck, but Drew's hoping to get it, to buy it from his dad to have as his truck. And he wants to know if he should paint it or leave it as is. And if he paints it, he wants to paint it two-tone white and brown. It's an old 79.
1979 Chevrolet Silverado square body.
Yeah, it's an old square body, so it's kind of a cool truck. I like it. It's good for him. He's learned that it has crank windows. It's got the dimmer switch on the floor. It's got the bucket seat.
I'll put a video in.
Oh, it is. It's pretty cool. So if you're interested in that and you want to go watch his video on it, because he made kind of a neat video on it, that will be listed below. So I think that's it. Those kitties are not happy.
No, they're not. They want milk. Well, I'm gonna have to nurse
And
them.
Mom is being a little grouchy with them. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Thank you for everybody that comments. Thank you for everybody that orders my patterns. I appreciate it so much. I still am just absolutely humbled to think that somebody is stitching and enjoying and displaying something that I made, that my these little patterns that I just pop out of my head and I just have to get out on paper, and I appreciate it so much. And I think that's it. And what is it I'm supposed to say?
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Hit the bell so you get notified every time we upload.
All right, there you go.
Thanks
Thank you.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.